Hello, fellow Earthling. Do you lie awake at night, allowing David Attenborough or Neil deGrasse Tyson to illustrate for you how vast, miraculous, and awe-inspiring our multiverse is, only to step outside and be surrounded on all sides by a landscape of soul-sucking strip malls, gritty gas stations, sketchy liquor stores, predatory pawn shops, and payday loans, a surplus of nail salons, churches, and funeral homes. Insert here a montage of kitschy American, European, or Asian mediocrity. Tell me, how many nights have you stared up at your bedroom ceiling or writhed around in your bed with a wanderlust so intense that you were infused the next day with a pulsating desperation to do anything and everything in your power to finally travel to Paris, Phuket, Casablanca, only to find, after years of dutifully eating ramen and recycling your mouthwash to save up for your airfare, that every city, well, it has its own charm, is also the same banal alphabet soup of chain stores you thought you were escaping when you set sail from your provincial hometown. AT&T, AX, BCBG, 7-Eleven, H&M, K Jewelers, TJ Maxx, REI, Zara, and of course, Walmart. Look, I know you've never shared this with anyone, what really happened on that trip to Bangkok, or Bali, or Osaka, or Istanbul, or Mecca. You don't have to tell me about the breakdown you had on the plane back from Tokyo. I already know that after a many-legged trek of planes, trains, and automobiles that brought you to the city center of Amsterdam, Saigon, Zurich, or Addis Ababa, and that after the Paris or Tokyo syndrome and the magic mushrooms wore off, you were struck by a crippling disappointment that led you to question, is this it? Is this all that there is? Why does it look and feel essentially the same? It's okay. I understand your pain. And I know what happened next. Sure. You came home, told some good stories about how friendly the locals were and how awesome the craft beer was and how you saw the face of God in a slice of pita bread. But after you impressed all of your friends and family, You sunk into a disillusioned melancholy for days, weeks, months. You went into a bit of a funk, didn't you? That's not all you've been through, is it? Oh, I know. We know. We here at InnerSpaceways Incorporated. We know that you often find yourself pining with wistful, rueful nostalgia for days and ways and etiquettes and aesthetics that you've never even experienced in your own lifetime. The family-run general stores of yore, the alchemy labs of yesteryear, the speakeasies of days gone by, the courts and castles of chivalrous times, the glamorous grace of the good old days, and the wisdom and discerning taste of antiquity. Oh, we know. We know how you look around wishing you were in some other place, another time. You're enjoying a life that transcends your current grind. Like the simplicity, self-reliance, and solitude of that log cabin life. Or the quaint, constrained eroticism of the Victorian age. Or the opulent, regal mania of the Baroque era. And what about the far out, anything goes potpourri of patterns and pigments of the 60s and 70s, psychedelic fashions and furnishings? And we also know that the dissonance and discontent doesn't end there. How often do you find yourself marveling at the innumerable inventions and innovations of 300 past generations of your most recent ancestors, only to wonder, why do I still have to piss away my life delivering boba and Pinot Grigio through Postmates? Or, where is my beautiful house? Where is my beautiful life? Where's my jetpack? Why am I so damn lonely? If you're like most of your fellow humans, you're plagued by a regret that you were either born too late or too soon, and you're vexed by a simultaneous longing and loathing for the future. Maybe you've heard about or even tasted the click of a button, travel and adventure opportunities offered by VR. But the technology is too expensive, or beta, or maybe what it renders just doesn't quite satisfy. Maybe, just maybe, in the words of Sun Ra, maybe you find Earth boring. Just the same old, same thing. If so, then thank your lucky stars, because here at InnerSpaceways Incorporated, we designed the perfect product for you, sure to cure all of your ills. My. If you find Earth boring, have we got exactly the right product for you? A product that has required millions upon millions of years of evolution and even more years of top secret R&D in a clandestine laboratory. If you've got a neocortex and a thalamus, then our latest product is just what you need. Are you ready? Without further ado, let me introduce to you the keys to your prison cell. The spice for your humdrum life, the cure for your ennui, the hotline for reaching your curious, repressed inner child. Ladies and gentlemen, friends and foes, I present to you the human imagination. It's a wonder drug, an antidepressant, an anxiolytic, a painkiller, a stimulant, a motivator, an escape valve, and basically anything and everything that you want it to be. Here are just a few of the things about imagination that are going to make you cream yourself. Believe it or not, there are absolutely no terms or conditions for use of the imagination, nor any limitations for that matter. You can use your imagination however, whenever, wherever you damn well please. And since there are no data limits, you can use your imagination as often as you like. It's also less risky than hard drugs like coke, and typically less terrifying than DMT, ayahuasca, or psilocybin, in helping you clarify, augment, or enhance your current situation. Some other advantages of using your imagination over other products, services, and chemical fixers are that it's absolutely free. And there's no subscription, prescription, contract, or Wi-Fi connection required to access and make optimal use of your imagination. And since activities of your imagination are never logged or stored on any hackable server, all content created and stored there is 100% private and confidential. That's how we can confidently offer a full product protection guarantee for the lifetime of your imagination, which will undoubtedly last you well, your entire lifetime, maybe even beyond. Don't believe us that regular, consistent, persistent use of your imagination could give you back your childish zeal for life and help you escape the conditions of your humdrum existence thrust on you by the banana-brained profiteers who haphazardly and self-interestedly designed everything around you? Well then, listen to what imagination's biggest fans have to say. One of imagination's most enthusiastic promoters, a man by the name of Terence, claims that imagination offers you a golden path to everywhere. How can you resist an invitation like that one? Exactly. Another frequent user of the imagination, Albert E. from Germany, raves, imagination is everything. It's the preview of all of life's coming attractions. He goes on, imagination is more important than knowledge. Knowledge is limited. Imagination encircles the entire world. That's right. No need for frequent flyer miles when you have the imagination. Striking a similar note, the Velveteen Rabbit brilliantly observes that everything that is real, everything that you see around you, both the marvelous and the mediocre, was once just a product of someone's imagination. Imagination offers you the chance to tweak and transform someone else's handiwork that doesn't quite jibe with you. One of our clients, who made quite a name for himself by using the imagination, and that name is Andre Breton, warns of the dangers of not getting yourself an imagination. The man who cannot visualize a horse galloping on a tomato is an idiot. Visualizing this unusual, unreal situation is just one of the many, many uses of imagination. There are infinite applications of the imagination. Once you get the hang of it, it's up to you to decide if he was being hyperbolic, our next client, but he was one of our most devoted clients, Neville Goddard. He claimed that the human imagination is God and can be used to control all aspects of the multiverse. If that's not enticing omnipotence, then I don't know what is. And lastly, another avid consumer of our imagination product who has asked to remain anonymous, possibly Walt Disney or has confessed, not only did I get paid for using my imagination, I also got laid. If you're worried that the imagination might be too challenging or complicated for you to use, don't worry. All you need to make use of your imagination is a functioning brain and a little spare time. Even 5 to 10 minutes of time spent each day using your imagination can lead to massive results, like mood boosts and motivation spikes, and increased levels of happiness. Not many companies can legitimately make this claim, so we take great pride in the fact that 100% of our customers report seeing immediate results after receiving their imagination. So what are you waiting for? There's no time to waste. Order now and start putting your imagination to good use today. Imagination, because you deserve more than what's been served to you on a styrofoam platter.
Side effects of imagination include a diminished desire to engage in traditional standard issue activities, routines, and exercises, a loss of appetite for mainstream media, mass-produced products, and one-size-fits-all experiences. Bouts of insomnia induced by manic visions of new improved worlds that can lead to social impairments and heightened levels of dissatisfaction with the status quo have also been reported by some users. Other users have reported an even greater level of malaise, Weltschmerz, and or ennui with their present reality in comparison with the worlds inside their imaginations. However, these feelings often subside once users acquire the skills necessary for actualizing the products of their imagination. This promotional has been brought to you by InnerSPaceways Incorporated, a for-profit philanthropic organization dedicated to advancing the boundaries of the human imagination.